Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best budget Moto phones.
Starting at number 5.
Motorola Razer 2022. The Motorola Razer 2022 addresses the issues of its predecessor. It has a 6.7-inch notch-free Full HD Plus POLED panel that looks great with a barely noticeable crease in the display. Ideal for split-screen multitasking in media, the Motorola Razer 2022 exudes style as you use it thanks to that foldable design. A 144Hz refresh rate should mean it's ideal for gaming, although its Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chip is unusually stuttery at times, suggesting poor optimization somewhere along the line. Despite that, the Motorola Razer 2022 is still attractive, thanks to its clean interface, decent battery life, for a flip foldable, and a surprisingly good camera, in the form of a large 50MP wide sensor with OIS and a 13MP ultra-wide lens. Throw in the in-display 32MP selfie camera and this slightly older Razr makes for a pleasant dip in the foldable pool. The Razer has since been superseded by the Razer 2023, sold as the Razer 40 in some markets. As Motorola sells it at a discount currently, it still deserves a place on our list for the foreseeable future.
Coming at number 4.
Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. The Motorola Edge 30 Ultra is fantastic value for a flagship phone. It has a high-end Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor that's ideal for power-hungry processes as well as gaming. A 144Hz refresh rate on its 6.67-inch FHD Plus display looks great for all content from streaming to browsing online. A glass front and back with a metal frame ensures it looks expensive and premium too. Reviewing the Motorola Edge 40 Pro, we felt it was quite reminiscent of the Edge 30 Ultra. Luckily, Motorola and other retailers have kept this phone around somewhat, and you're able to save some money now that it's been about a year. A 200MP main camera is potentially overkill for most people, but it's a cool-sounding selling point and produces generally bright and colorful images. The presence of fast charging with very good battery life will please most users. Rounding things off nicely is stock Android 12, now upped.
At number 3.
Motorola Edge 40. The Motorola Edge 40 is the smaller counterpart to the Edge 40 Pro and the nicer feeling of the duo. It's incredibly thin and light at a time when most phones are moving towards thicker and heavier, and it has excellent battery and charging despite all that. As with all Motorola phones, the software is clean and reminiscent of Google's Pixel phones. The MediaTek Dimensity chip is here to save costs, and it does so rather excellently, preserving power while maximizing performance and efficiency. MediaTek is no longer the black mark it once was. It has a couple of flaws, most notably the average cameras. That's a Motorola flaw, and one you'd have to deal with if you're going to enjoy this phone. It's also likely to be a victim of Motorola's inconsistent software update policy. That is to say, you'll get updates. When? Well, that's up for debate. Depending on where you are, it may be available far more widely than the Motorola Edge 40 Pro, and at a more attractive price. It is not currently being sold in the US, though it may come as the Motorola Edge 2023, should Motorola follow past patterns. In the meantime, you can consider the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion as a similar US alternative. It has a premium design and looks really close to the Edge 40 and was crafted at a time when Motorola started adopting that design language. It's a year old now, but that means you can get it for around $300, should you want it.
Number 2 of my list.
Motorola Razer Plus. The Motorola Razer Plus, sold globally as the Motorola Razer 40 Ultra, is the nicest Motorola foldable released so far and one of the best clamshell foldables to come out this year as a whole. In our review, we described it as a major evolutionary step for smartphones, one that goes beyond what previous ones have offered. With the Galaxy Z Flip 5 out, that's not necessarily so sure anymore, but it matters little. The Razer Plus stands on its own as an excellent phone. When unfolded, it's so thin as to recall the original Razer, while the huge display means your content receives the breathing room it deserves. When the display is closed, a large square external screen offers access to select apps that still encourage you to get off your phone so as to preserve the concept of these clamshell foldables, while still allowing you access to content.
And number 1.
Motorola Edge 40 Pro. The Motorola Edge 40 Pro is the absolute best Motorola smartphone released so far. The company manages to keep pace with all the latest specs, including the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, large amounts of RAM and storage, and a super bright screen paired with a high refresh rate. After reviewing it, we feel it's the closest thing you'll get to a Pixel-like experience without buying one of Google's Pixel handsets. It could even be better when one considers the advantages Qualcomm's chips have over Google's, its incredible stamina, and the very fast charging. 2 flaws we can note. Though the camera isn't the best, it is very good, and the versatility of its sensors plus the ability for RAW capture means you can tweak whatever the camera gives out. Second flaw? Motorola isn't the best at delivering timely Android OS updates as Google. With Google moving away from that model, that may not be the deal breaker it once was.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.